Welcome to Wild, Wacky, Wonderful Humans. This is the podcast that celebrates the quirks, the courage, and the brilliance of being human. I'm your host, Jeanene Tracy, transformational coach and curious explorer. Let's dive in and uncover the magic of being wonderfully human. Okay, welcome to our podcast with a very, very special guest today. This is my beautiful sister, an incredible healer. She's an incredible person who's impacting so many people's lives with her wisdom, with her incredible pathway that she's traversed so far in her life. It's been a treacherous journey, but a very, very rewarding and fulfilling, incredibly fulfilled life. So far, and there's so much more to go.
Mm-hmm.
Not even halfway.
Life is so exciting.
Oh yeah. So I'd like to introduce you to Debbie Ray, beautiful human being. Welcome, Deb.
Thank you, sister.
Yeah.
It's a privilege to be here.
Yeah, I'm so excited to have you on my podcast. It's a really special platform for me, and for you to be a part of that, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Now, Debbie and I just yesterday actually had our first full-day retreat together, one-day transformational retreat called Reconnect and Play, Awakening Your Inner Child. And
that we did.
That we did. How did you find that, Deb?
Oh, it was incredible. It was so beautiful to bring our passions together, helping people, and we just flowed so beautifully together. And that was the comments from people who attended our retreat, is that they loved our energy together. So that was cool.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing when you find somebody that you can work with or play with or hang out with, that you really accept the invitation. Because sometimes we just want to retract or retreat into our own little world, and we miss out on really cool things. That's the same in our own lives when we have an invitation to go catch up with a friend or go to a movie. I know for myself, sometimes I just want to stay at home. I just want to be a homebody, and it's easy to do. But I guess asking yourself, is this an experiential life? Is this the type of life I want to be living? Our podcast is about wild, wacky, wild, wonderful humans. And my sister's a great expression of that. So, Deb, has anything particularly happened in your life that's really inspired you or taken you down a path of change, or made you want more or want less even? Has there been anything significant that's happened in your life that's changed your trajectory?
I don't know about like a moment, but I feel that with a dyslexic brain, I kind of just never fitted into the school system. And so I started to rebel way back then. And so I've been quite rebellious all my life, not fitting in, which I love. I love that about me, because I don't like to do what everyone else is doing. I like to be different, and I love being different. Some people feel really awkward about being different, but I love to be an exhibitionist about my difference, so I love that. So that has probably shaped my whole life, actually, not fitting into that school system. And so from there, my whole path is just doing something that no one else does, I mean, obviously I'm still in the system, I'm still having to do some things that even I don't enjoy doing. But I think that would probably be the biggest thing for me is, way back then, not fitting in. And so I carved out my own path.
And you've really mastered that. I mean, if you think about, all of the incredible things that you've achieved because of that, right? So you haven't fallen into the system and become the system. You've gone off, and I mean, Debbie had a dog grooming business. You've been a concrete truck what do you call that?
Driver.
Concrete truck driver.
Plumber,
a gardener, roofer, you name it. A corporate.
Sexual house.
Sex toy parties, host, or your own business, right? So Debbie's had
entrepreneur on lots of different businesses.
So what do you think it is that, because some people really struggle to step into that entrepreneur part of themselves, how do you do it? Like, how do you go from having an idea to making a business? And so you've made businesses from the ground up, and then you've sold them for a value.
It's all about belief in yourself, because along those journeys I've had people around me that don't believe that I can do that, and so I have to pull in everything from me, and it's not this outside influence, because I don't have enough of someone believing in me that I can do it. So I'm like, I'll prove you wrong. And so just that determination that I can do it. Yeah, I've just got that attitude. I can do it. I can do it, you know.
Can I just jump on? So when you do have those people, when you are surrounded by those people, how do you, I mean, I know for you, it's just having that determination, but for someone who doesn't have the strength that you do and that true rebellious nature that you do, how can somebody step out of the shadows of those people who are doubting them and truly believe in themselves? How do they do that?
They have to find someone that they can find someone that believes in them. Yeah. Because if you don't have that inside of yourself and there's no one else, it's be pretty hard.
So where can they find these people?
Well, I mean, obviously now with social media, it's so much easier. But that's the thing, like with the work that I do, I find that the more I help people release their trauma and step into who they truly are, they start to break away from old friend groups, even family members that are holding them back because they don't believe in them. And when they start to believe in themselves through doing the work, that's when they start to break away from these people that are holding them back.
And that can be really scary.
It is extreme, and it can be really lonely too. That transition from when you start to really step into yourself and start to believe in yourself, that transition from the old to the new can be really, really lonely. And that's when you need to reach out. There's so many support groups, like finding different groups online. For me, like I've just moved to a new area. It's like, oh, right, I need to establish new friend groups, you know, new like-minded groups. And so I just put myself out there, and you go to the local areas and you find like-minded groups. And now I've joined so many different groups that I'm a part of. And those kind of groups are really we're supporting each other, believing in each other, and helping and encouraging each other. So that's what you need to do. You need to find that.
Where did you find those groups when you moved to the area?
Well, I find it through social media, through Facebook, or I go into the area, and you start talking to one person, and then you ask those people, hey, look, I'm trying to find a meditation group, or I'm trying to find, you know, someone that's into well-being. Where would I find them? Just start talking. If you already have that mindset, opportunities will come, right? It's manifesting. Like for me, right, I've got to find groups. And so then opportunities just come to you. That's the thing. When you manifest, when you're in alignment with that energy, I'm sending that energy out, this is what I want, and then that energy will come back to you. So it's not much of an effort. It comes to you once you put it out there and you're aligned with it. You know, you're putting the right energy out.
Yeah. I think for you also, you're really brave in that situation. You know, I've always admired you, you know, going into a foreign environment and being able to talk to people, like say hi and, you know, just strike up a conversation. For a lot of people, they just feel so nervous or uncomfortable doing that. Have you got any tips on how someone can break that, or how someone can get the nerves to approach somebody?
Yeah, it's doing the work. It's why are you feeling uncomfortable? You need to go inwards, and this is really good to get somebody that you trust to help you, like find a practitioner or even a friend. But you know, if you can do it for yourself, so it's just when you feel that uncomfortableness, close your eyes, go into it, talk to that uncomfortableness. What is this about? Find out that's past trauma. Like find out where that uncomfortableness comes from, and go back and talk to it and find out what it's trying to tell you. It's always a message. So yeah, it's just finding out. Like get to know yourself better. Why are you feeling uncomfortable? Why are you not brave? There's a reason there.
Yeah, that's really good advice. Even just that moment of just closing your eyes and tapping into what's going on. Like that's a really quick tool that you can use at any time, right? It was like I started to freak out. I was like, shit, what's going on with me? Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and allow the truth to come.
Find out where you can find out where the feeling is in your body. Like if you're feeling a bit anxious, is that in your chest? Is it in your stomach? Where is it? Is it in your head? Is it in your throat? And then just close your eyes and you'll take your attention to wherever you're feeling it in your body, and then put your hand on that space and then just like hold it and go, breathe into it and say, what's going on for you? I'm here, I'm listening. What are you trying to tell me? Talk to that feeling. And if you have a pen and paper, write down the thoughts that come to your mind.
I love that. Thanks for sharing that. That's really cool. That's something really practical that people can actually use and give them the strength to, connect.
I talk my clients through that all the time. Is like, let's go into that now. You know, whatever the thought is, let's go into it. Where does it come from?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And so obviously, you create communities, you've created businesses, you've created an incredible healing business at the moment as well. Have you had any incredible role models or people who have influenced you or made a difference in your life? Maybe changed a pathway, or they've just been really influential.
That's been all through my life. I think because I'm always hungry for knowledge and growing, so I'm putting it out there, right? So the universe is providing my teachers just to keep coming. So it's just, I don't know, every month there's someone new. But one of the biggest ones for me is Dr. Joe Dispenza. Like I spent 7 days with him on the Sunshine Coast. I don't know how many years ago that was, but he was a huge, big shift for me. And more recently, Teal Swan, I love her work.
Can we just jump on, because it's just wanting to know, like, because for some people they can't identify what a shift is, right?
Yeah.
They don't know if someone's great or not, or whether they're going in the right direction, or if that person matches what they're looking for. So what was it about Dr. Joe Dispenza that made a difference for you?
Changing your state of being. Like, he's a master at teaching you that. Yeah. So that's the thing, right? If we don't like something, we can change it. It's that simple. You don't have to sit into something you don't like. You don't have to stay there. So it's just, he really helps you change your state of being so you can change your life. Yeah.
And is there any major impact that happened after you did? So you did a 7-day retreat with him.
Yeah.
Did you come back and things changed, or did it take a while for things to change?
I think things unfolded slowly. Like everything I do, actually, things gradually unfold for me. But he taught me how to go into that space where I can manifest easier, like into that nothingness, that totally just clearing your mind of that monkey mind, that chatter that goes on. He really helped me hone my skills for that. So then I could really master going in and feeling what I needed to feel. And
So with the manifestation, then what do you think is the key to manifesting? So going into that nothingness, and then how do you attract? Because you've attracted some incredible things in your life.
Well, for me, it's all about the feeling, right? You can have the thought. Well, first of all, you have to have the thought.
Yeah.
But you have the thought, and then you have the feeling. The feeling is the most important thing. And then I think that's where people go wrong with manifesting. They think they write it all down and they put it up on their vision board. Oh, I want this. But they don't feel it. They don't feel that they deserve it. So it's like, it's a feeling. That's the most important thing. It's with everything. Everything we do, even like when we're trying to release trauma and stuff, it's the feeling. What are you feeling? It's getting in touch with the feelings. And a lot of people who have got, trauma, they really struggle to get in touch with the feelings.
Yeah.
And so that's where the work comes in, is that you've got to start to feel. Yeah, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. And it's a cool feeling anyway, right? Because you're activating, your senses, and it's a really cool feeling to be alive.
Yeah,
like you feel more alive.
It's scary too, right? If it's pain, if there's a lot of pain, and you're going to feel that pain. But when you're doing the work, you're not sitting in that pain for long. You're feeling it, and then you are letting it go. You're talking to it. Yeah. Or you're finding out more. Yeah. You're understanding it.
Have you ever manifested something so quickly that you're like, how did that happen? You're like, yep, I want this, I need this is coming into my
all the
life.
time. I can't think right now. It was even like a week ago. I'm like, right, I'm going to do this. And then I got off a phone call and I got an email and I'm like, what? How can that be? How can that be like within seconds? Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. No, that's happened to me several times and I'm just like, I've got to ring and tell someone this. This is amazing.
Yeah, that's really cool. And when you're really tapped in and tuned in, things do happen quickly. I remember when I was newly single and I was walking along the beach and I just said, all right, I want you to send me a guy that I can have a conversation with on the beach. He's an ex-sports player. He's got a nice body. He's really beautiful and he's kind. And I'm not shitting you. Within about 30 seconds, a guy approached me. He actually walked up to me and he started talking to me. He was living in Brisbane. He was an ex-football player in, I think it was Portugal or something. Like, wow, that's incredible. It can just happen like that, right? When you truly believe it. You talked about, self-doubt and not having that belief, or not really allowing yourself to step into your truth. This is where it can make a difference, hey?
Yeah.
Like when you really start to feel it can really make a difference. What do you do to, like, because you're going to have shit days, right? You're going to have bad days.
Totally.
You're going to have down days.
Totally.
You're going to have...
You know about all them. I ring you and tell you about it.
Exactly. So what do you do other than ring me?
Yeah.
What do you do to change your state? Because it's comfortable to dwell in that space, isn't it? It's comfortable to be sad and just want to lay on the couch and snuggle up. And what do you do to get out of that?
Well, the first thing is to move your butt, right?
Yeah.
Get up. For me, nature is the most important thing. And my dogs, I love my babies. But for me is getting out to nature, like getting my shoes off, walking on the grass. What I do is I go into the feeling, like we've already talked about. I go into the feeling of the uncomfortableness. Why am I feeling miserable? I always get a pen and paper out. Not always, actually. The more I do this, the less I get the pen and paper out. But to start with, I always had a pen and paper. And so, and if it's a big thing, I always get a pen and paper. But I always just go into that feeling. Where is it in my body? And I close my eyes and I ask this thing, I'm here, I'm listening. What do you want to tell me? And then whatever the thought is, I'll normally have big sentences and paragraphs now. But when I first started, it was just a thought and I'd write it down. But now I'm just getting a whole full-on conversation. Hello, Jeanene. I have a full conversation now with whatever the feeling is. And I'll be like, whoa, tell me more about this. Where is this coming from? And then I get an age, and then I can go into that age, and then I'll go back to that trauma, go back to the core of that trauma.
Yeah. That sounds like a lot of work. Like, do you always do that? Like, do you allow yourself sometimes to just sit in the shit?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just want to just binge a movie and just not deal with that. But then I'm just like, oh, I don't want this feeling. This is not joy. This is not happiness. Yeah. And so I'm like, right, I need to look at this. But when you do it regularly, it doesn't actually take long. Like, I'll give you an example, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say I feel yucky in my stomach or whatever. Oh, I'm just not happy. I'll go, what's going on? What do you need to know? I'm here. I'm listening. I love you. Oh, I feel angry about that. What are you angry about? Oh, why did you do that? Why did you self-doubt yourself? Oh, I'm sorry, I won't do that again. And it could be that simple. It could be that quick.
That's beautiful.
I don't have to always go right back, or, it could be just acknowledging, because any kind of pain or uncomfortable feeling is a message. Yeah. Just go in and let them know that you're listening. Otherwise, it'll just keep getting louder. That's cool. It's not going to go away. It'll just keep getting louder. So just go in and go, yep, I'm here. I love you. What do you want to know? What do you want me to know?
Oh, I love that.
And then there might just be one message, and that's it. Move on. Carry on. Okay, cool. All right, I will stop putting myself down. Thank you.
That's so cool. And then how do you remind yourself of that? So let's say, for example, like in that moment, you're like, okay, I will stop putting myself down. And then 20 minutes later, you have a thought, oh, you're so shit, or, you're so useless. Yeah. How do you break that again? Like, how do you remind yourself?
Well, this is what I do with my clients, actually. And I can't remember the book. I don't know if it was like, I don't think it was 1 Minute Millionaire or something.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember the book. But anyway, he talks about putting a rubber band or a hair tie on your wrist.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know the book?
Yeah.
What's the book?
The 1 Minute millionaire.
Yeah, or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Anyway, so you put a rubber band on your thing, and every time you have a negative thought, you ping the band. And so it's funny. So when I do it with my clients, I speak to them the next week, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I had such a sore wrist for the first half of the week." But she said, "But then you know, the pings got less because
That's
I didn't
cool.
want to get a sore wrist, so I stopped, you know, putting myself down." So I mean, that's a really good exercise.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, just ping yourself. But it's like and Tony Robbins is a really good thing on this. It's stopping that thought. It's like cutting that thought and replacing it with a new one. And he's like the master on that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And so it's like when that thought, it's like, you know, for a dog. I give this example all the time. If a dog, say, wants to chase cats or a bird or whatever it is, and he's on one side of the road and the cat's on the other, and you can see that dog looking at that cat, instantly you've got to stop that dog, because if he already starts to chase that cat, what are the chances of stopping that dog once he's already in flight, right?
Yeah.
And so, but you can see that dog looking at that cat before he even takes the next thought. So stopping that thought right then before it takes over.
Yeah.
And so that's the same with us. Is like if we're getting a negative thought, it's stopping it in that moment before it takes over, because then it takes over and then more thoughts come and it's really hard to stop it when it's already taken flight, right? So it's just stopping it in that moment. And that's why the band's good. It's just like, oh, why did it bing? And I hadn't even finished saying what I was going to say, right?
Yeah,
so it's
cool.
just like stopping that thought before it you know, you finish it.
Yeah. So I imagine in the beginning when you first start doing it, you're probably halfway across the road, right?
Yeah,
the dog's halfway across the road.
Yeah.
So ping, ping, come back, and then it gets quicker, I guess. You're reprogramming your response.
And change, and then input a new thought, a positive thought, right? And that's the key. You know, it's just like, and start with people, if they're self-loathing, it's really hard for them to say something nice about themselves. So just, you know, you're not going to say, oh, I love myself, when you really, really don't like yourself. So it's like saying one good thing. So I'd say to someone, what are you good about? Oh, I'm a good gardener. Okay, ping. Oh, I'm such a good gardener. You know, like just anything to break that negative thought.
Yeah. So bringing something positive into your life more regularly that already exists.
Yeah.
Rather than having to find something new. Yeah, that's cool. I really love that.
Yeah.
What really pisses you off, Deb? What really irks you, frustrates you?
People staying in their misery when they don't need to. Because I know that
you're good at that.
I just know that you don't need to do it. And so it frustrates me that people just stay day after day feeling miserable and just hating their lives. It's like, dude, do something about it.
And she does that. She's so good at this. She lets people know that she hates this.
Because I just know that there's a choice. You've just got to take that first step. You've got to be brave. You've got to take that first step. Yeah. Find someone to help you. Yeah.
And so obviously you've managed to get yourself out of situations like that regularly. Yeah. And, you know, from an outsider looking in, it looks like you have a really incredible fun life. You love life. You do some really cool things. Yeah. So what do you do that makes you laugh? Like,
I laugh so often.
Yeah.
I'm always quite happy. I am always happy. Yeah. Yeah. And if I'm not, I do something about it to make myself happy, because I don't like being unhappy. What do? Just seeing my dogs be silly and stuff makes me happy. Makes me laugh. I don't know.
Do you watch movies? Do you like?
Yeah, I don't really watch comedy.
Be silly.
I don't really watch comedy. I like country and western movies, or like old period movies or something. So they're not really funny.
They're quite devastating, aren't they? Yeah. Country western movies. Everybody's shooting everybody.
Yeah. No, it's definitely
hopefully that doesn't make you laugh.
It's definitely not one that's going to make you laugh. I don't know. I laugh all the time. Yeah. I laugh a lot. I can laugh so simply. Yeah. Yeah. Watching The Castle with my sister, an Australian movie, that makes me laugh.
We just think about it and we laugh, don't we?
Tell him he's dreaming.
That's going straight to the pool room.
What do you call that, Dale?
Oh, it's just rissoles. I dug a hole.
So I laugh really easily at lots of different things. Yeah.
And you also bring a lot of laughter to other people as well, right?
Yep.
Like when we have a get together with a family, like we always depend on Debbie to bring the laughter, to bring, you know, the craziness.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes that's just by making people get up
Yeah.
out of their misery, actually, you know, get people on their feet.
Yeah.
Because when you're in motion, when you're moving, then, you know, life just feels so much easier, doesn't it? When you're not stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love laughing with you because we always have some just
we laugh all the time.
We have stupid laughter too, and this is coming back to, you know, finding people. If you get an invitation from a friend to connect, you know, it's an opportunity to actually step into laughter and play, right, and have fun.
Yeah. Go find a laughter yoga.
Oh yeah, I've never done that actually. Have you done that?
I haven't. No, I have. We did a circle, and we all had to start laughing. Oh. And you all start false laughing, fake laughing, but in the end, you are laughing so hard you've got tears rolling down your face, and you're laughing at nothing just because you just make yourself laugh.
That's so funny. Yeah. Fake it till you make it.
It's hilarious. But I mean, I'm sure all of you guys have seen YouTube videos where someone on the train is laughing and then it starts someone else laughing and then the whole train's laughing, right? It's contagious. It is. And same with a smile. If you smile at someone, it's really hard for them not to smile back.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, that's so true.
So be the smile, you know? Be the start of it.
Yay.
Be the laughter. Start the laughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I know you as, you know, like it is being the smile, being the laughter, you know, breaking state. Because if you, it's the whole, if you let your light shine, you give other people permission to do the same, you know? So you're giving people permission to smile. Because sometimes if they are in their misery, they don't want to smile. Because it's like that's breaking their state and they're quite comfortable in this miserable state, right? So yeah, that's a real gift. So Deb, what are you committed to for the next 12 months? What's your trajectory?
Spreading my message further. Yeah, like I want to help more people on a global scale, but I want to help people more than just the one-on-ones that I'm doing. I want to do more group work so I can spread my message wider.
What's your message?
Is stop sitting in your shit. You know, like I really want to lift the vibration. I want to lift humanity's vibration. And I can do, I mean, I'm doing that on a small scale, right? But I want to do it on a bigger scale. I want to just show people that they can be happier.
Yep.
That they can laugh whenever they want to laugh.
Yeah.
That they can have more joy. You know, that's my mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if there's anyone who embodies the work that they do, it's you. Yeah. Like you are a representation of that.
Yeah.
Like you express that all the time.
Yeah.
And so for people to come to you as that type of mentor or teacher, they know that they're tapping into something that exists.
Yeah.
You know, so that's really inspirational.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if you have any piece of advice for our listeners to bring more joy or happiness or play or laughter or just to live a better, happier life, what would it be?
It would be going into the pain, releasing the pain.
Did you expect that? That's a really interesting response. Yeah. I love it.
Going into the pain and releasing it, because it's like, why aren't you happy? Find out why you're not happy. And it's not exterior, it's not out here, it's not your husband or your wife or your kids or your job or your colleagues or your boss. It's none of that. It's none of that. It's all in here.
It can seem like it's that though, can't it?
Yeah. Or it's easier to blame, right? When we point the finger, look, one's out there pointing at other people, but look, three's coming back. It's like, look at this, not out here. The change happens here, not out there. So stop blaming what's happening out here and look in here. That's my advice.
Nice, thank you. And what are you going to do today to play?
I'm getting in my camper and I'm going on a roadie.
Woohoo!
With my doggies. Dropping my sister off to the airport and I'm off.
Yeah, everybody loves a roadie. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been incredible.
Thank you, my dear.
I love uniting with you and bringing our wisdoms together. And thank you for being an incredible inspiration to so many people. And I know that our listeners are going to be just smiling now,
Yeah.
having listened to what you've shared today. So really, thank you so much. I'm
And
so
thank
blessed.
you for what you're bringing to the world.
Thank you.
You are one of my role models, actually. So there you go.
Thank you. And you, me. Yeah. Thank you so much.
And I'm excited to be working more with you.
Yeah.
Bringing
Can't
what we
wait.
love to the world.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Look at this opportunity, guys. Like anytime you get an opportunity to unite with someone or to bring something to the world, just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
This girl is like the master of joy, right? So she brings joy
I think
to everybody.
I think, look at this. Joy.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, my
Laughter.
sis. Thank you. Love you.
Love you.
Thanks for tuning in to Wild, Wacky, Wonderful Humans. If you had fun, share it with someone just as wild and wonderful as you. Stay wild, stay wonderful, stay wacky, and I'll catch you next time.